can also classify the column in terms of the load, no? Depending on the arrangement of our axial load. And when the axial load is at the center of gravity, then we call it an axially loaded column. Or if it is within a specific eccentricity, but eccentricity is very small or about 15 plus 0.03 of h, or wherein the h is the dimension wherein the dimension of our column where the eccentricity is, then we can still call it as an actually loaded column. So in this case, if the eccentricity is very small, then we can neglect this eccentricity and only consider the actual load that the column is carrying. And if there is a significant value of eccentricity, but the eccentricity is within a single axis only, just like this figure here, wherein the EY here represents the eccentricity, and the E sub Y here is actually greater than 15 plus 0.05, 0.03 of H. And since the eccentricity is only at a single axis, then we can still call it, or we can call it as an eccentrically loaded column. Okay, and then when the eccentricity is within the two axes, no, just like this figure, no, if you notice the load P here is centric along the x and y axis, then that particular column is a biaxially loaded columns. And we can also classify the column in terms of the frame configuration. No, if it is braced against side sway, meaning there is no, or this it is without side sway, then we can neglect the slenderness effect, no? If the slenderness ratio, no, itong value na to, K over R, is equal or less than 34 minus 12 times the ratio of M1 and M2, and it is also less than or equal to 40. Wherein M1 and M2 are the end moments, no, of our of the column. These are the moment that the column is actually carrying, wherein M1 over M2, the ratio of all of these moments, becomes positive, no? If it is in a single curvature, and negative naman if it is in dual curvature, no? You can say that the curvature is single if the direction of the columns are the same, while if the direction of the columns are or pag ano, single curvature if the direction of the end moments are in opposite side, while it is negative if the direction is of the same if the moment are of the same direction. And take note also that in terms of the slenderness ratio, KL over R, K is the effective length factor. The L naman here is the unsupported length of the compression member, and sometimes this is actually denoted as L sub U, no, or unsupported length. And R naman here is the radius of gyration. This is actually equal to the square root of the moment of inertia I divided by the area. Now, wherein we have a shortcut formula for that. If it is a rectangle or circular or square column, then it is simply equal to 0.3 of H. And if it is a if it is a circular column, that is 0.25 of the diameter. Take note here, the 0.3 of H, no, itong R na to, the H here is actually the largest. It should be the largest dimension. No? So take note, if that is slenderness, if the frame is braced against side sway and the slenderness ratio is less than or equal to 34 minus 12 times the ratio of all the moments, then we can neglect, no, the slenderness effect. No? So what is actually the slenderness effect? No? When there is buckling, when the column is experiencing buckling, the moment is actually magnified. No? So imagine, no, if we are going to add or if you are going to subject the column using a actual compression load and it will buckle, tendency is the moment will try to magnify. So in that case, if we are going to consider the slenderness effect, we are going to multiply the moment that the column is carrying by the moment magnification factor. No? That is if the column is slender. No? So meaning it is not within this particular criteria. Okay? And when the column is braced against side sway, ayan, ito is braced, no? Ito naman is not braced. So, ang limit of the slenderness ratio is 22. Ayan, it is 22. Okay, so we also discussed the capacity, of our short columns in terms of its actual compression, wherein the capacity, reduction factor P sub n, wherein it should not, or it should be greater or equal to the ultimate load, wherein the nominal actual capacity, actual or compression load capacity, it has a maximum value P and max of 0.8 of P sub O when the column is tied column, and 0.85 naman if it is a spiral column. Wherein the P sub O is actually equal to 0.85 FC prime AG minus the area of steel reinforcement plus Fy times N sub S. Where in this case, we are trying to use the cross-sectional area of the column. Take note, if you are going to design column, we don't have effective area here, just like our beam, wherein we need to use the effective depth only. Now, for columns, all the area are actually effective. Okay, so meaning if we are going to use these parameters and substitute it to our generic formula, PU now becomes this particular mathematical expression, wherein the reduction factor is actually 0.75 for spiral column and 0.65 naman for tied columns. Right? Okay, so for longitudinal reinforcement, we have actually limit, the main reinforcement should have a value of 1% of the cross-sectional area, and it should not be greater than 8% of the cross-sectional area. No? Kaya kung greater maguna siya, it becomes overly reinforced. No? And if it is less than 1% naman, it becomes under-reinforced. No? Yan. So it should be balanced. It should be within 1 to 8% only. And in terms of number naman, if we are going to arrange our ties in like a triangular manner, then we should have at least 3 main diameters. No? Or if it is a rectangular, it should have been 4. And when it is a spiral, it should have been 6. No? The number, the maximum or the minimum number of main reinforcement should be 6. In terms of the lateral ties naman, we have here as our limiting provisions. If it is a tied column, we are going to use 10 mm. For longitudinal bars, 32 mm in diameter smaller. And if it is greater than 32, say 36 and above, we use 12 mm for that matter. And in terms of the spacing of our lateral ties, we are going to consider this, the least dimension of 16 times the main diameter, 48 times the diameter of our ties, no? And then all the least dimension of the column. But take note, this is based on the strength requirement. After the design, whatever the spacing that we can get out of this formula, we are still going to check it based on the seismic resistance criteria, section 418 of our NCP 2015, wherein we will have a separate discussion on that particular provision. And if it is a spiral column, we use ties not less than 10 mm. So this becomes the minimum diameter of our lateral ties. And the clear spacing should be at least, it should not exceed 75 mm nor less than 25 mm. And take note in terms of the steel ratio of our lateral ties, we have this as our shortcut formula. Wherein in this case, the 0.85 gross sectional area all over the core area minus 1 is equal minus Fy. Core area is actually the area of our reinforcement enclosed by our stirrups. So meaning, we are going to solve for the A sub C here using the diameter of the column measured from the edge of our lateral ties. And we also have this as our example problem last time, wherein the first problem actually give us the shortcut formula for the gross sectional area using this particular expression. Wherein this expression, it can actually be used whether it is a tied or a spiral column. So if it is spiral column, all you have to do is to just change this into its corresponding value of 0.85 and use 0.75 as your reduction factor. Okay, so this is also example number 2 for our um, spiral column. Okay, yan. So any questions so far? Do you have questions, clarification before ta mag-proceed sa tuang discussion? Do you have questions, clarification? So if none, no, before I start the discussion, allow me to check the attendance. Check sa tag-attendance para katong mga latecomers, dili na to sila makakuha sa ato ang attendance for this subject. So today is 21, so allow me to change the date to April 21. Okay. Ayan. So Agan?
Present, Agan, sir.
Ago?
Good afternoon, sir. Present bago, sir.
Big shop. Big shop. Baker.
Present, sir.
Banga.
Present, Bangas, sir.
Boholano ng defense, Bulima.
Present, Bulima, sir.
Bungalon.
Present, Munggalon, sir.
Good morning. Buntag.
Present, sir. Buntag.
Kabugaw.
Present, sir.
Kambangay.
Present, sir.
Bungalon. Ano si Bungalon? Kapagnan.
Present, sir.
Coffee. Kape. Coffee. Castro.
Present, sir.
Kulot. Kulot. Uskos.
Present, sir.
Urambaw.
Present, sir.
Daroy.
Present, sir.
Dolfo. Felix. Guevara.
Present, sir.
Teacher. Goro.
Present, sir.
Smile. Smile. Analino.
Present, Anolino, sir.
Julian.
Present, sir.
Labaong.
Present, sir.
Napon. Lumakang.
Present, sir.
Go, Melgo.
Present, sir.
Moldes.
Present, sir.
Mustafa.
Present, sir.
Hugo.
Present, sir.
Piol.
Present, sir.
Herante.
Present, sir.
Ragdasaho.
Present, sir.
Sabas.
Present, sir.
Chadam na yung apelido sa Sabas. So, saan mo bali-bali ba? Sabas kaya po. Sabas. Maliwin mo Sabas ka po. Sa Biche. Sa Jiboche.
Present, sir.
Tipasya.
Present, sir.
Tikbal.
Present, sir.
Tumindog.
Present, sir.
Toryon. Wala. Okay, so padayon ta. Good morning, sir. Present po si Mas. Nag-share akong device kang Mustafa. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so ayan, so the example problem that we presented during our last discussions on columns talks about the short columns, So if you still remember it, we are only going to consider, if it is a short column, we are only going to consider actual load, So it is an actually loaded columns, Meaning we are not going to consider the moment that that column is actually carrying, So, but take note, it is not always that the column is subjected only to compression load, naagin na siya yung momentum. But that particular moment produces an eccentricity, and the eccentricity is within or less than the 15 plus 0.03 of h, then we can neglect that particular moment. So meaning we are just going to consider only the actual force or the actual compression force. Okay? Yeah, but if the column is a long column, then it's either brace against side sway or not brace against side sway. Wherein in our calculations later on, the moment that the column should carry will be multiplied by the moment magnification factor if it is a slender column. No? So the moment magnification factor is actually there. We try to magnify the moment that the column is carrying in order for us to account for its slenderness effect. No? Yeah, it is actually a approximation. No? It is the approximation, no, on what would be the magnification, no, of our moment, no, when the column is actually when the column is actually subjected to Mackling gradient. Alright? So we recall that if it is braced against side sway, we can neglect the slenderness effect if our steel ratio, yung TL over R natin, is simply equal or less than to 34 minus 12 times the ratio of M1 and M2. So take note, because we use a positive a value of M1 over M2 if it is single curvature and negative if it is double curvature. And take note that the M1 and M2 are n moments. It's either these are n moments, so meaning magbali-bali siya. It's either at the top moment or it's either at the bottom moment. Depending on its value. No? M1 should always be less than M2. In other words, the short or the lowest value of the moment that the n moment that a column is subjected into becomes the M1, while the largest n moment that the column is actually carrying is actually becomes the n subjected. So if it is not braced against side sway, it becomes a sway frame. Then we can neglect the slenderness effect if the slenderness ratio is less than or equal to 22. Okay, so we recall these are the parameters, no? And take note, in terms naman sa atong moment of inertia later on, we try to reduce, no, our moment of inertia, considering that the column is cracking. No? This is actually the reduction factor for our gross sectional moment of inertia. So if it is a beam, we are just going to consider 35% now of our moment of inertia and 70% or 0.7 of the gross sectional moment of inertia if it is a beam. So this is the theoretical value of our K, the effective length factor. And so this is the theoretical value. Wherein if you notice here, the values of the K, if it is an unbraced frame or column, meaning it is not braced against side sway, it is not braced against side sway, unbraced, it becomes a sway frame. So the value of the K here is greater than 1. No? So for example, like sway siya, no? If it is a fixed supported column, no? But the upper is swaying, 1.2. Pag P naman, 2.2, and it is like this, pinalalong, swaying mababa is 2. But if it is braced column, it is braced against side sway, then if you notice, the effective length factor are actually less than 1. No? So these are the theoretical value, theoretical kinesia. No? Wherein we can actually solve the effective length factor using the Jackson and Moreland alignment chart. No? The Jackson and Moreland alignment chart, which is defined by this particular figure. Okay, so what we are going to do here is simply use the alignment chart to get for the value of the K. No? So the step that we are going to encounter here is actually solving for our epsilon. Wherein the epsilon is actually equal to the estimation of the moment of inertia divided by its length, no? Of the column divided by the same, no? the summation of all the moment of inertia of all the beams, no? divided by the length. No? So kumbaga itong formula ito. Yeah. Okay? So let's have an example. No? Let's try to solve for, let's try to consider, no, if the column is slender column or not a slender column. No? So take note, if it is a slender column, then we are going to multiply the moment magnification factor. Otherwise, if it is not a slender column, then we don't need, no, to multiply the moment magnification factor. No, actually, yung moment magnification factor, mo actually yung formula. No? So, ito, yeah, these are the formulas. No? Or mo ang formula sa moment magnification. Okay. So for this example, figure shows a brace, no, a brace frame, no. Yan, so brace yan. Alright. So the properties of each beams and columns are tabulated, no. And considering only bending in the plane of the frame, compute the following. So we have effective length factor of the column AB, the slenderness ratio of the column AB, and we also calculate now whether the column EB is a short or slender column, assuming that the moments are of opposite direction and moments are of opposite direction, and so it becomes a single curvature. And M1 is 100 kilonewton meter, while M2 is actually equal to 180 kilonewton meter. So, in order for us to solve for the effective length factor, let us use the Jackson-Moulin alignment chart. So, itong chart na to. So, to use this chart, we need to solve first the epsilon. No? So, solving for the epsilon, no? Take note, the epsilon is simply equal to the summation of all the moment of inertia divided by its length of all the columns divided by the summation of all the moment of inertia of the beam divided by the length of each beam. So take note, ang ato baling gamiton karon ng mga columns and mga beams, it is actually dependent on a particular joint that we are trying to analyze. So for example, if you are going to analyze this particular joint, so kuhaan na to ang I over L sa column niya, where in this case, kanira ang iyang column, while for the beam naman, nakay duwa, the left and the right beam. Okay? If you are going to use this, or if you're going to analyze this particular joint, then in this case na siya duha ka column, the upper and the lower, since these are connected to point B, and we also have two columns, no, the left and the right direction. So in this case, the dimensions of all the members are already given. In that case, we can now solve for, or we can now determine the corresponding moment of inertia. Now, of all the columns and the beams. Okay, so ayan. So, for example, at joint A, so this is our joint A. Alright, so let me erase this one first. So, mo na itong joint A, so meaning na tayo nag-connect diha ang isa ka column and naapo dahil nag-connect diha ang beam, upper beam, na duha ka buok. Okay, so ang dimension niya 300 by 450, wherein ang iyang moment of inertia is actually ito, yan. For the column naman, isaram na niya iyang shape, yung moment of inertia na is this one. So we are just going to use the formula, no? Yan, summation of the I over L of all columns connected to that joint, and summation of I over L of all the girders or beams connected on that joint. But take note, in the formula, we need to apply our crack reduction factor, or crack reduction for our moment of inertia. Wherein for columns, we use only 70%, and for the beams naman, we use 35% or 0.35, no? So itong mga values na yan. Yan, yung reduction factor na yan. Okay, so meaning in that case na at 0.7 times the I of our column AB divided by the length, no? Take note, the length here is actually measured joint to joint, no, of the column. Yeah. Joint to joint. So that is 3 meters. And for the beams naman, same pa rin, joint to joint, na kay reduction, na kay moment of inertia, nga 2 to 7, 8, then multiply it by 0.35 as our reduction factor for the moment of inertia, divided by the length of 6,000 and 7,200. Now, for this beam, and left beam, and the right B. The length are 6 and 7.2. So using this, we have A and epsilon of equal to 2.99. And at point B naman, same procedure, but if you notice in this case, no, duha nakabuk na ito ang column, since joint B here is actually connected to column AB and this particular lower column of the same dimension. So mahimo na siya karon nga duha ka buok nga 0.7 of I sub C all over L sub C. Wherein same procedure, you use the lower column, lower beam, since these are the beams that are connected to point B of our column arrangement. So after that, we solve an epsilon B of 2.314. And using the epsilon A and B, ato na siya i-plot, no, sa ato ang alignment chart. No? So in this case, alpha A or epsilon A is 2.99, so more or less it is approximately the same or at the level of the 3.0. While the B naman, that is 2.314, so this is 3, this is 2, this is 2.5, ang tunga na linya na siya, so ang 2.3 more or less na niya. So in this case, we derive a value of 0.75. No, this is not 0.75. No. This is not actually 0.75. Yeah. So more or less na siya sa pila ba. Let me correct our solution here. Ayan. So siguro, if this is 0.8, this is 0.85, this is 0.9, maybe this is 0.875. Na? 0.875. So, tunga bali sa 0.85 and 0.9. So, tendency is, mo din na ato ang ibutang diri. This is 0.875. 0.875. So, in other words, the slenderness ratio now becomes 0.875 times 2475 divided by 0.3 times 700. Nata slenderness ratio of 14.44. So in that case, or 438. Yeah, 438. Okay, so 14.48. So in this case now, since the criteria now for brace against or not brace against side sway, ayan, no? Ito ba yun? Or parang hindi ito no? Ayan, so brace ba yung ano natin? So brace, so meaning ang iyang criteria na is kani na itong criteria na to. So you will notice that 34 minus 12, 100 divided by 180 m1 over m2, that is 27.33. That is kumbaga nga tong slenderness ratio KL over R is actually less than the 27.33. Therefore, we don't need the moment modification factor for this matter because the column is still a short column. No, it is not a slender column. Therefore, we are not going to consider the slenderness effect. All right. So, any question? No? Do you have clarification so far? Any question? Wala na. So, abadahin ta. Okay. So, to continue, okay, so for eccentrically loaded columns, these are actually the mode of failure. No? These are the modes of failure. So modes of failure in eccentrically loaded columns, it could be tension failure or compression failure. No? And so there are two cases. If it is a tension failure, so tension still yields and compression still yields. It could be also the tension still yields and compression still does not yields. But if it is a compression failure, the tension still will not yield, but all of the compression still will yield. No? So in all these cases, the strain compatibility must be maintained. No? Kaya actually, naamang good tayo method, no? We have actually a method wherein we can design the column by simply using the compression block analysis. No? But in this case, we are not going to discuss that one. We are going to go directly on the use of our interaction diagram. Right? Okay. Okay, so these are actually the moment magnification factor by which we are going to use this as a multiplier to magnify the moment that the column is carrying when the column is actually a slender column. So you will notice that the moment magnification factor is simply equal to C sub n m 1 all over 1 minus the PU divided by 0.75 of P sub C. Now if it is not braced against side sway, no? If it is not braced against side sway. So meaning ang criteria ana niya is actually kani, no? And brace against side sway. Ayan. So this is brace, so meaning wala siya sway, and this is the unbrace. Okay, so if you notice the C sub m here is simply 0.6 plus 0.4 of m1 over m2. So and then it should be greater or equal to 0.4, especially if the curvature is double, so tendency this becomes negative. So na possibility this becomes below 0.4. So if that would be the case, use 0.4 because this is actually the limiting factor. Now wherein the PC sub C naman is the critical load, the critical axial load, and P sub C critical axial load using the Euler's compression mode or compression formula. Now that is pi squared E sub C times I all over PLU over 2. Wherein the E sub I here, the flexural rigidity, dili itong automatic na imong i-substitute largo ang formula or ang value diri, no? But rather, you use this as your E sub I. Okay? Ayan. So itong value nito. 0.4 of E sub CI all over 1 plus beta DNS. Okay? And then, if it is brace or if it is brace against side sway, it is non-sway, no? Kay brace man siya. Then, the critical moment is simply the maximum, di ba? Duha man ka moment ang i-carry, M1 and M2. So, we use the M2 as the critical load or critical moment for the design because this is the maximum moment. So, instead of using the purely M2, if it is a slender column, then you need to magnify the moment by simply multiplying it by our lambda value. Okay? And if it is brace or if it is brace against side sway or not brace against side sway, meaning naa siya swaying, then the CM for our moment magnification formula, no, is actually replaced by a value of 1.0, no? And 1 divided by, same naman na sila, pero you will notice that summation na ang P sub U and P sub C. Summation siya because we are going to account all the redundant columns in one frame. So meaning kung naakaisa ka direction sa mga frame diya, di ba, ang atong floor plan, iyaman ang patag subscript na grid line A, B, C, or grid line 1, 2, 3, and so on. So kung unsa na ang grid line, imo to i-consider tanan column in that particular grid line. So that is why naatay summation, so meaning this is actually the ultimate load that the columns are actually carrying on a single grid line. And if those columns in a single grid line has of different dimensions, the tendency lalain na silang value sa ilang critical axial load. But if those columns are of the same dimension, then all you have to do is to solve for the critical axial load, the pi squared EI all over TL square, then multiply it by the number of columns. And then that gives us the value of our moment magnification factor. And then the moment is actually equal, or the critical moment now is actually equal to MNS plus reduction factor M sub S. No? Kasi naamagod tayo, no? If it is braced against sides, if it is without bracing, it has a sway, then natay duha klase nga moment ana, no? The moment which does not produce a relative or significant swaying, and the moment that will produce a relatively huge or high swaying value. So that will also be given in all the different formulas that we have. So for example, no, solving for the moment magnification factor. So here we have this particular example. A tied column shown is 300 by 375. It is to be used in a frame braced against side sway. No? The column is bent in a single curvature about XY and has an unsupported length of 4.8 meters. So assume that K is 0.83. So meaning in this case, we don't need the alignment chart, no, to solve for the K, so since it is already given. The column carrying an unfactored dead load axial load of 134 kilonewton, and we use FC prime as 27.6 megapascal and Fy for 4.6 megapascal. The column is actually a normal weight column. So what are we going to solve is compute the critical load of the column, compute the moment magnification factor. Therefore, no, obviously, this is actually a slender column. Kaya ikasolve ba moment magnification factor. And lastly, we compute the centricity of this particular load. So for the critical load, no, we use P sub C, pi squared EI, all over KL square, wherein for the Young's modulus of elasticity for concrete, that is derived by a value of 4,700 times the square root of FC prime. So it will give us a Young's modulus of elasticity of 24,692 megapascal. And for the gross sectional area naman, then we have BH cube over 12, so that is 300 times 375 cube over 12. It will give us a moment of inertia of 1,318.4 times 10 to the power of 6 millimeter to the 4. Okay, and the beta DNS is simply equal to, this is actually equal to 1.2 of the dead load all over the ultimate load that the column is carrying. Wherein in this case, P sub U is already given. That is actually 490 ito. While the dead load, unfactored dead load is 134. So we factor out that dead load. That would be our sustained load. And the P sub U is the ultimate load. So meaning beta DNS is simply equal to the sustained factored load divided by the total compression load. So it will give us a beta DNS of 0.328. So meaning the flexural rigidity that we are going to use here, using this particular formula, 0.4 of EI all over 1 plus beta DNS, that will give us an EI of 9,805.4 times 10 to the power of 9. Okay? So, meaning in that case, if we substitute the value, we will have a critical axial load of 6,097 kilonewton. Okay, and then for the moment magnification factor, first, before solving for the moment magnification factor, let us check whether it is a slender or short column. So, meaning in that case, we substitute the value of our TL over R and also M1 over M2, we will notice that 35.41 is greater than 22. Diba? 22 man ang atong criteria dani. So, meaning, if it is less than 22, then it is a slender column, then we need to solve for our moment magnification factor. In this case, we have C sub n 0.6 plus 0.4 M1 over M2, and that gives us a value of 0.9826, and use that to solve or to evaluate our moment magnification factor. So that is C sub m is 0.986. So moment magnification factor now becomes Cm all over 1 minus Pu divided by 0.75 Pc. So that will give us a moment modification factor of 1.1. So since it is brace against sideway, all you have to do is to multiply the maximum moment by the moment modification factor. That becomes 1.1 times 116. No? We have two moments here, 102 and 116. Mas dako si 116. So mo na atong butangan of moment magnification factor. So instead of designing it using the actual load of 116, we are going to design it based on a critical load of 127.6, no? Because kanang sobra ana niya, no, mao na ang account sa tuang slenderness effect, no? So in that case, since we already know that moment is simply equal to the concentrated load times the eccentricity, then therefore eccentricity is simply moment divided by the actual load. It will give us a value of 260 millimeters. Alright, so any question with regards to question number 1 or sample problem number 1? Do you have questions? Any question, clarification? So if none, then let's continue. So this is another example, no? Okay, so the tied column for a given frame, not braced against sideway, has a cross-section of 450 by 450. Now, it has an unsupported length or height of 5.4 meters, and assume that K is 1.3 and use FC prime as 27.6, and if Y is 414.6. Now, the ultimate load that the column is carrying is 2,326 kilonewton, while it has a moment with no appreciable side sway MNS of 132 kilonewton meter, and MS, no? Ito MS actually to. Number 2 moment is MS. Okay? 122.24 km meter, this is the moment wherein there is an appreciable side sway that the column is experiencing. No? So, with that particular column, the total load, no, the total ultimate load, no, within the single grid line where the column is located is actually equal to the summation of P sub U is 72,000 kilonewton, while the critical axial load that the column, the summation of all the critical load that all the columns along a single grid line has is actually 21,400. So what we are going to solve is solve for the moment magnification factor, and using that moment magnification factor, what would be the magnified moment and what should be the minimum factor and moment as per our SAP 2015. So the third question here is actually the moment, the minimum moment that we are going to consider, no, para mahimo siyang actually loaded column. So in this case, we are just going to use the value of 15 plus 0.03 of H as our minimum eccentricity, no, for our actually loaded column. So simple ani ato ang question number 3. Since we already have our P sub U, we multiply it by the minimum eccentricity requirement. Okay? So ayan, no. So we first we check if it is we actually need the moment modification factor by simply solving the slenderness ratio, and that is 1.3 and supported length of 5.4 and divided by 0.3 of H. H is 450. So the slenderness ratio is 52, that is greater than 22. Therefore, we need the moment modification factor. So in this case, the moment modification factor, that is 1 or over 1 minus the summation of PU divided by 0.75 summation of P sub C. So it will give us a value of 1.81, which is less than 2.5. So take note, for not brace against side sway, for sway frame, the moment magnification factor that we derive should not be greater than 2.5. Because if it is greater than 2.5, then there is actually a danger, for the frame to become an unstable frame. So meaning dapat dili ka mulapas sa value nga 2.5, kay mo na ang limiting value nimo. So for example, pag solve nimo ani karon, the moment magnification factor reaches more than 2.5, that means you don't need to continue the design. In other words, you need to increase the dimension or you add column. Hindi mo siya pwede. No? It is not subjected or it is not actually it is not within the criteria for design moment. No? In other words, you need to reduce the moment by simply increasing your dimension or adding more columns on the framing system. No? So, yeah. Okay, so in this case, we have a moment magnification factor of 1.81. Then we apply this to solve for our critical moment. Wherein the critical moment is simply MNS, moment without an appreciable side sway, plus reduction factor times a moment with appreciable side sway. That will give us a value of 352.82 kilonewton meters. And on the other hand, for the minimum factored in moment as per the code, we just simply multiply our ultimate load with the minimum eccentricity of 15 plus 0.03 times 450, wherein it gives us a value of 68.29. So, more na yung kaya, kumbaga, na moment na makarry sa ito ang column para tawagon siya ng actually loaded column. But if you notice, it goes beyond this minimum value ng 66.29. Therefore, we are going to design it using another method, which will be discussed by this particular diagram, the interaction diagram. No? The interaction diagram is actually the diagram relating to the axial and moment capacity of our column. So take note, the interaction diagram has different characteristics, no? And it should match, within a specified problem. So for example, if it is a spiral column, then it should be a circular column. If it is an 8 ka 28 mm, so dapat ang pangitaon nimo nga interaction diagram kato sa interaction diagram nga 8 rasad ka buok ang iyang reinforcement diri. But in this case, I'm going to use this particular interaction diagram because actually wala ko nakakita o interaction diagram nga circular nga 8 rasad ka buok ang gibutang. So, naglisod ko kumbaga. So, as an example, allow me to use this particular interaction diagram. But take note, each of the column has its own or unique interaction diagram because the interaction diagram is actually dependent on the shape, the number of reinforcement, the compression strength of our concrete used in the design, and the yield strength of our steel reinforcement. So, dapat mo match na dito. So, ganyan saan mo siya pag-design. And of course, the ratio, also the lambda. Okay, the lambda, itong lambda to. So in this case, ang lambda is 0.8. Now, how are we going to solve for the lambda actually? The lambda is actually the core dimension divided by the overall dimension. So for example, in this case, ang imong buhaton, ang lambda na to niya, the lambda is simply equal to the core dimension, tana siya nga dimension, kwaalo na siya, ayan, wherein this is actually h minus the steel cover, we call it as lambda h, or we call it as h sub c divided by h, or lambda is simply dc divided by d. Alright, so in this case, we are going to solve for the steel ratio, the centricity, and the centric load Pn having a centricity of 400 mm. Alright, so of course, eccentricity, that is simply area of the steel divided by the cross-sectional area of the column. So that is pi over 4 times 8 ka 28 mm divided by the overall cross-sectional area sa itong concrete. Then we will have a steel ratio of 0.0251. Okay, and then to solve for the Pn, we need to use the interaction diagram. So first, we solve for the ratio of the centricity divided by the dimension. So in this case, given ang eccentricity na 400, the overall dimension naman sa tuang column is 500. So that is 400 divided by 500. It will give us a value of 0.8. Yung 0.8 na to, mo ni ang basis na to para sa tuang first na linya nga ato ang buhaton o ibutang dito sa tuang interaction diagram. Wherein it is characterized by this particular line. Yan, itong line na to. Ito. Okay? So, giyon sa man nako pagkuha, gi-connect ra nako ang EH nga 0.8 to the center line. So, yan. So, if you notice, itong mga diagonal line na yan, na siya ay value nga EH. So, in this case, ang AH na to, ang H is diameter. Ano itong gamit diya, E over D. Unya, H of the diagonal has a corresponding numerical value. So, we have 0.05, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, and tendency, this is 0.6, this is 0.7, and then the next one is 0.8. Okay? Ayan, so this is the 0.8. So connect, buhat lang kang diagonal line diha, connecting the 0.8 to the center line. And then use the steel ratio to draw your interaction curve. No? Interaction curve is kanina, siya, kanang daghan kaya nga nag-curve. And it should be nga, pag-drawing ni mas yung interaction curve, kung unsay porma ni ato ang interaction curve diri, mausad na ang porma sa imong drawingon. But in this case, allow me or forgive me if it actually doesn't, satisfy that condition, kaya medyo lisod man siya i-drawing, no? Basically PowerPoint presentation. So in this case, we have a steel ratio of 0.0251. So ako na siyang i-trace, no? Using the curves here as my reference. And then kung asa ang intersection niya, mauna ang value, ako nang i-project dito sa kilid or sa ubos to get the value of K sub n or R sub n. So take note, if you are going to relate the capacity in terms of moment, then you use R sub n. No? Kaya na naman siya yung moment. Itong Pn sub times E or PO times E, these are actually moment. Diba? Load times eccentricity. And if you are going to relate it in terms naman of the actual load lang, then use K sub n. Okay? So in this case, naatay K sub n nga 0.2. Ayan. So ito yon, no? Ayan. K sub n, gi-relate, or ito siyang gi-project lang dito, naatay 0.2. So from that 0.2, ato rin ng A substitute diri, di ba? Ang atong K sub n is simply equal to Pn divided by Fc prime Ag. So kung ako na siyang i-multiply lang diha, then ang akong Fc prime Ag, multiply na ko og K sub n, or K, that will give us the value of the nominal axial load capacity. Okay? So meaning in that case, na ako'y 0.2 times 28 ang may FC prime, and then the gross sectional area sa itong column, na ako'y ultimate nominal load nga 1,099.557. Alright? So any question, clarification with regards to this particular example problem?
Sir, pwede pabalik sa graph, sir, kanang nalibog ko kanang asa nagi kanang arrow sa sa vertical, sir.
Vertical. Itong diagonal?
Yes, sir. Kanang isa, sir. Kanang
Kani?
isunod.
Or kani?
Yes, sir.
Kani?
Kana, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so kani siya, this is actually based on the steel ratio. Okay, so di ba mamani si steel ratio 0.01, this is 0.02, itong curve na to. Let me draw here. Itong curve na to, this curve here, this is the 0.02 steel ratio. Let me use another color. This is the 0.02 steel ratio. Itong curve na to, kana akong gitrace, no? But since the steel ratio is only 0.0251, and this is 0.02, this is 0.03, so dapat ang akuang curve nara sa tunga. That is why we are going to trace a particular curve here around this in between 0.02 and 0.03, considering that the steel ratio is 0.0251, no? So mag-trace ka karon diha og curve nga pareho dapat ani ha. Again, this is not perfect curve since I am using the PowerPoint presentation nga draw, medyo lisod siya gamiton. But what I'm trying to say is we are going to trace a curve similar to the configuration of the original curve here, and whether or ang asa mag-intersect, no, ang atuang curve and that of the diagonal line mao na nga point ang atong gamiton and intersect it or draw horizontal line here so that we can get the value of our kn. Okay, so ang nag-intersect nga to ang um, nag-intersect nga tong interaction chord and that of our diagonal line. So kung asa na siya nag-intersect, ato na siyang i-project dito sa atuang key-n so that we can have our key-n na 0.2. So that is why in this case, ang atuang key-n is actually equal to 0.2. Okay? So, okay ba? Gets ba? Ayos lang?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so saan ni? Padayon ta, saan naman ta ito? Ayan. So ito, another example. A tide column having a given cross-section shown is reinforced with 6 ka 32 mm diameter bars. So if C prime is 21, while if Y naman is 415. So which of the following gives the reinforcement ratio in terms of percentage? Which of the following gives the ratio of our E over H, if the centricity is to 50? And what should be, which of the following gives the maximum load Pn that a column could carry using the interaction diagram? So first, we solve for the, we solve for the reinforcement ratio. Ayan, steel ratio. So that is simply ES. Ito, we solve for the area na kay unom ka 32 mm. Then the cross-sectional area naman, the column is actually 350 by 700. So 350 by 700, therefore, it will have a cross-sectional area of 350 by 700. So meaning ES is 4,825.5 by simply getting the area of 6 ka 32 mm divided by the cross-sectional area na kay steel ratio nga 0.0197 or 1.97%. Yung ratio naman ng E of H, take note, E of H, ang H na nga itong gamiton diri is actually the 700, yung maximum na value. So, ayan. Maximum nga dimension. So, in this case, the eccentricity is 250. Naadri ang ato ang N man, di ba? Mo man atong Pn. This is the load, Pn. Mo ni ang eccentricity, 250. So, naaman diri ang eccentricity nato along the x-axis. Then, therefore, ang H na itong gamiton is actually the x dimension also, which is 700. Ayan. So, for example, ang imong Pn, kinaadya. Ayan, ito yung Pn mo. Then, therefore, imong eccentricity, mauni. This is now eccentricity. Diba? So in that case, ang E over H ang imong gamiton sab is kani nga dimension, the 350. Kaya mao man ni ang dimension nga parallel sa to ang eccentricity. Okay, so in this case, the eccentricity is 250 along the x-axis. Therefore, ang H nga itong ipares anak niya is parallel to that eccentricity. In that case, that is 700. So that's why the ratio EH now becomes 250 divided by 700. That is 0.357. And we use these parameters to solve for our given load, maximum nominal load of Pn. So, using the interaction diagram. So, if you notice here, ang atong steel ratio is 0.0197, ang atong ratio is 0.357. So, if you notice in the interaction diagram, kindly download this para maklaro ninyo. Okay? So if you notice in our interaction diagram, the first diagonal is 0.1. The second, 0.2. This is 0.3. The next is 0.4. So meaning, kung 0.4 na, kani 0.3, ang gagmay nga line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ka buhok. So kada guhit, 0.1. Diba? Or 0.01. So this is 0.31. Yung first nga gamay nga line, 0.31, this is 0.32, 0.33, 0.34, 0.35, this is 0.36. So 357 man siya, so tunga di rapid. Okay? And you project that diagonal going to the center. Yan, dito. Project ka na kaning diagonal line. Yan. And after that, using the steel ratio of 0.0197, buhat tayong ka og interaction curve. So this is 0.01, this is 0.02, ang atong steel ratio is 0.0197, so more or less na diri. So mo din nga interaction curve. Ayan. So imo lang sunon kung giunsa na siya So, ano na siya. So, ang intersection ka na karon, that intersection, you project it going to the left, then it is pointing the 8. No? Anong 8 man? So, this is 5, this is 10. Ang mga gagmay ani, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, meaning tag-isa. So, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, this is 8. So, your Tn, which is equal to, which is equal to, ito, yung, if you notice, ang Kn na to dere is reduction factor Pn over Eg. Diba? Based on this table. So, therefore, that value is simply equal to 8. So, reduction factor in this case, this is a tied column, 0.65. Pn divided by gross sectional area, 350 times 700. We will have Pn of 3,015.14 kilonewton. Okay, this would be the nominal axial load capacity of our column. Right? So, any questions so far? Do you have question, clarification? Question. Gets na? Okay. Alright. So, continue ta. Let's continue. Okay, so now, if it is a biaxial column, naatay duha ka method on how to determine the capacity. Okay, the first method is a load contour method. Now, wherein, for the load contour method, we are just going to get the capacity ratio. Wherein the capacity ratio, in order for us to say that a column is safe, no, should be less than 1.0. Okay, it should be less than 1.0. Okay, then the capacity ratio is simply the ratio of our moments. If you notice, moment na siya tanan diha. Okay, moment na siya tanan diha. Mnx over Mnxo, Mni over Mnyo. No? Unsa may kalainan anang duha? Kung mayon gay kag Mnx, itong mga Mnx na to, these are the moment derived from the interaction diagram. Okay? And so let me check, no? Okay, so bali, no? Bali. No? Yung Mnx sa Mniy natin, these are the load, no? Load moment na siya. So meaning given ang eccentricity, given ang ato ang or ang ato ang load, no, actual load, you multiply that load into the eccentricity, that will give us our Mnx and Mny. So if you notice, duha na kabuok moment because it is biaxial. In other words, duha or it is actually eccentric into direction, x and y direction. And then the Mnxo, itong minus subscript na O, these are the moment that can be derived from the interaction diagram. Okay? Moment derived from the interaction diagram. Raised to the power of alpha 1 and alpha, for Mny alpha 2. Wherein the alpha here is derived from this particular diagram. Okay, so buhaton lang nimo, kaulan nimo ang kada ratio niya. So for example lang, nakuha nimo Mnx over Mnxoy, nakuha nimo diha is Mnxo is 0.5, so na diri. Kanya sa y naman 0.6, imo na siya ni project, intersect nimo ng duha. So kung asa sa nabilong, that gives us the interaction diagram. Ang atong alpha, no? Itong alpha, itong alpha na to, this is 1. Tanan nga below ani nga triangle, so meaning kana 1 ang ihang alpha. Kani naman 1.4 tanan diha dito padulong 1.4. Ito naman 2 dito padulong sa ubos 2. This is 3. This is 4. So meaning kung asa siya nabilong, that gives us our alpha value. Okay? So dapat ang atuada yung kuan, ang atuada yung reduction, ang atuada yung capacity ratio should be less than 1. No? Ang reciprocal load method naman is based on the axial load. No? Wherein reciprocal siya because if you notice ang formula, naka-reciprocal. No? Wherein kanang na yung mga O diha, these are the values of our ultimate axial load coming from the interaction diagram. Yung PO naman natin, ito yung load nga gikan sa atong code, no? Katong na ay 0.8, diba? 0.8 or 0.85, no? Kung spiral siya, niya FC prime, AG minus ES plus ES times EY. Okay? Yan. Okay, so let's have an example, no? So a 350 by 500 mm is reinforced with 8 ka 20 mm bars arranged around the column perimeter. A factored load PU of 980 kN is to be applied with the eccentricities EX 87.5. So if you notice here, mo na yung atong EX, no? So pabali lang siya, no? EX niya is going up, no? And EY of 100. Okay? So ito. Alright? So using FC prime 21 megapascal and EY of 480, check the adequacy of the column using reciprocal load method and load contour method. Okay? So, meaning na after duha ka eccentricity. So, we are going to relate this along X and along Y direction. So, first, we solve for the P sub O. No? If we are going to use load contour or reciprocal method, we need to solve for the P sub O, which is given siya. Ito yung formula sa ating P sub O. This is tied column, that is Y 0.8 ni siya. Mahimo na siyang 0.85 yung spiral, atong column. So from that, we solve for the ES 8 ka 20 mm, that is 2,513.07, and our gross sectional area naman is 175,000. Substituting that one sa atong P sub O, at ay P sub O nga 3,307.57 kilonewton. Now, in order for us to choose for the correct interaction diagram, we need to solve first this one. Kaya kaning nasa taas kani, imo ra man siyang tan-awon dito kung say given ng FC prime or Fy. So you can relate that one easily. But itong lambda na to, lain lambda, lain sa na siya interaction diagram. Even though ang iyang figure is the same, pero naay mga values or naay mga interaction diagram nga lahi ang iyang lambda. So that is why we need to solve for the lambda. So in this case, ang lambda na to is simply core divided by total dimension. If you're trying to use the x direct or x nga eccentricity, ito 7.5, ayan, e sub x. Ang iyang ipares na to is 350. So ang core na to karon 350 minus itong distance na to, which is in this case given siya 70. So 350 minus 2 ka 70 ang nabilin 210. So mao na atong i-divide si 210, i-divide na to sa gross dimension na atay lambda nga 0.6. So in this case pwede na to gamiton kani. Now, what if dili mao ang lambda? In that case, you need to find another interaction diagram which has a lambda corresponding to the actual lambda that we derive. Okay? Yan. So, same procedure, we define the ratio E over H. So, that is 0.85, 87.5, the eccentricity dimension is 350. And our still ratio is 0.0144. So, ito yun. No? So, E over H, 0.85, still ratio 0.0144. Naadi tayo Kn nga 0.6. Ayan. Therefore, we will have Pny of 2,205 kilonewton. No? Along the x-axis naman, same procedure. Okay, you get the lambda. So, in this case, the core is 300 because this dimension is 100. 500 minus 2 ka 100, 300 divided by 500, natay lambda nga 0.6. So, same procedure, eccentricity 100, H 500.2, still ratio is 0.0144. So, project ka dito, this is approximately equal to 0.06. Supposedly, this is 0.062, no? Kay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, dapat ano na siya? 2.626466. 0.8 na siya, no? So, tag ano din no? Tag 0.5, no? This is 0.5 kay 0.65, 0.7, 0.75, 0.8. So, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 up, tag 4 din siya, no? Tag 4 kay 0.6 to 0.8. 0.2 man na yung difference niya. Upat man na siya kabuk gintang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 0.2 divide 5, tag 0.04 din kada guhit. So, 0.04, 0.08, 0.12, 0.16, and 0.2. Ayan. So, manang kana siya, that is 0.64. Okay? So, money siya nga value. So, in that case, natay PNX nga 2352. Ato rin na siyang i-substitute di ani, na wherein if you notice na atay gidugang diha nga reduction factor. So tied man ni siya, so 0.75. Alright? So from that, naatay PN nga 1735.063. Wherein in this case, ang atuang column is only carrying a factored load nga 980, di ba? 980 yung gi-carry. Unya, kung ato ning i-multiply og 0.75 ni atong PN, this is more than the 980. So pila man ni siya, kumbaga. Asa naman ito kung kalkyo. Ayan. 1735.063 times 0.75 na reduction factor, that will be equivalent to PU of 1,301.297. Therefore, the column is still safe, no? Using the load contour load method, no? Okay. All right. So now the other method, no, the reciprocal method. So for the reciprocal method, instead of projecting the interaction diagram going to the right, this time going down ta kay moment na tong kwaon. Ito man natong kwaon, yung PNP na to, PN times eccentricity. So MNOY, so pag project na to diha, that is equal to 0.14. 0.14 tungod kay kada guhit, that is simply 0.01. So 0.11, 0.12, 0.13, 0.14. Ito yun. And using this formula, this is our MNOY kay kung siya, load times eccentricity moment. So mo ni, no? So natay moment nga 180.075. So you just substitute no, the values na siya na values diya. So y ta is 350. MNOY naman same procedure, project it down. So natay value nga 0.13, natay MNOX nga 238.857. 875. And using the reciprocal method, we solve first our MNX and MNY using the load times the eccentricity given, we have these values. Okay? And from that, we define the ratios. No? MNX, MNOX, MNY divided by MNOY. So, natin 0.359 and 0.544. So, and then projecting it here, this is the ratio of along Y. 0.544, this is the ratio along X. 0.359, natay alpha equal to 1.0. Ito. And then, substituting it sa itong formula, 0.359 raised to the power of 1, 0.544 raised to the power of 1, that is 0.903. This is less than 1.0. Diba? Ang atong capacity ratio is 1.0. We can say that it is safe if the capacity ratio is less than 1.0. So therefore, this column is actually safe. Alright? Okay, so there are some problems, no, in relation to this topic. You may use this link, no, nani dito sa ato ang Google Classroom. You may open it, no, for some more or example problems. Okay, so any other questions, clarification? Do you, nagits na ba ning itong problem diri? Medyo sayon na siya actually, no, kay daan na magka-interaction diagram, no. So what they're going to do is, I will provide the interaction diagram, but you need to print this particular figure for the solution for your alpha, no. Ani, dala mo ani next time, no. Pag-quiz na to. Plus katong ato ang atong alignment chart, no, kanisiya, no, para sa atong effective length factor. Okay? Okay, for our quiz, short quiz lang siguro ta, dili na sa nato tiwason, no. Mag-focus lang ta sa short column lang sa siguro plus a little bit of eccentric, no. Uni-action lang sa dila sa tamag by action. And then by next meeting, I am going to discuss how to make the interaction diagram. Okay? Sa inyo habiyang sa inyo habiyang plate kay gamit yung interaction diagram, pero mag-derive sa inyo ang kagalingon ng interaction diagram. Diba? So that is why I'm going to teach you how to make, no, this particular diagram. Okay, that will be next week. Okay, so any question, clarification so far? You have other questions? No? Are you still there? So if none, then I think that will be all for now. Thank you for coming, guys, and see you again this coming Thursday. Class is dismissed.
Okay, sir.
Bye. Thank you, sir.